transformed itself into a socialist movement. But in South Africa, unfortunately, it is not the socialist forces.
I don't want to go
that
deep
were
into
strong
that.
enough.
Mathunjwa doesn't agree because he's just from the Labour Party at the back of AMCU. Please explain.
Yes, thank you. And good evening to your viewers. I think it's very simple. One, let's start by saying we formed AMCU, and they said AMCU will never survive out of the alliance. They must have a political alliance with certain groupings. We are over 22 years now. We made stride, we've changed the lives of...
Outside that alliance.
Outside that alliance. Alliance was good before 1994. It was good for transformation. But as for now, you cannot be in bed with the biggest employer in the land, which is the government. So you distort, you contradict yourself at the end of the day. So we form a Labour Party to rescue even COSATU from where they are, because, I mean, they cannot rescue themselves. That's why we're coming up with the voice of the left in the parliament in order to influence legislation. Because under the circumstances, all those political parties that are there in parliament, they embrace neoliberalism.
So you can't find even one political party out of the 80 that are going to be on a ballot that would push workers' rights one way or another.
All right, but we talk about 30 years. We had Marikana massacre caused by the current sitting government, ANC government, which they must own to it. What other parties, even the SACP themselves, were calling us yellow unions, the one that's supposed to be the vanguard of the working class. What did other political parties do? Even today, they are quiet about Marikana. Yes, they conveniently so they mention Marikana, and once they get what they want, they get quiet. So, I mean, how many workers have been dying in the mines today? Have you ever had any political party in this parliament, this old boys club, talking on behalf of the workers that are killed by this mine every day? We've been to strike 5 months, 4 months, 3 months. Did you ever had any of these political parties saying, these are part of our members, they vote us to power?
That's where I want to come in now, right?
So that was the reason that we came with the Labour Party. And this Labour Party, we invited
But it doesn't look like you have succeeded to register, or is that still before the courts?
On Wednesday, we'll be at Constitutional Court, because this, this system of theirs was malfunctioning, not even glitches. So we want to test it to show that it won't be a fair and free election if 67 parties are not part of this election. Because we saw clearly that this IEC is protecting this old boys club.
All right. I wanted to just zone into that exactly, guys, right? And brief remarks from all of you before we go to the party. Before we go to the break. Tell me, right, which political party, and take the top 5, we can't go to all 70, right? Do you think has even an inkling of representing worker or working class interests?
No ways. I mean, casualization of jobs. South Africa is becoming a dumping ground for every Asian groupings or companies. You look, where is SAA today? Where is Transnet today? There is so many things. These political parties, have they stood up and protect the interests of the working class? None.
But all of them are talking about millions of jobs and so on. I mean, those
casualization, you can't talk about EPWP and say opportunities. We don't want job opportunities here. We spoke about, we submitted memorandum to the government to say 60% of our mineral must be exported, 40 must remain inland for industrialization and beneficiation. We spoke to the government, the sitting government, to say there shouldn't be any shaft that is mothballing the expense of the workers. What did they do? Because they support neoliberal economic policies. Austerity is their day. I mean, if we don't come up with a new thing, stop doing one and the same thing, expecting different outcome as we do, we have to reset this country. And to reset this country, it needs a serious consideration of how we change the Electoral Act, the presidential democracy system. The president must be elected by the people, not by a clinch or cabal of people in the parliament that will clinch and elect for us the president.
Frank, before you go to a break quickly, what would you want to see political parties doing for the small